For months, no, for years fans have been living in suspense. The kind of suspense that keeps you awake at night, scrolling through endless fan edits, hunting for clues in every post, every picture, every tiny gesture. We've all been asking the same question: what is really going on between Shinyu and Dylan Wang? From the day they first stepped onto our screens as Dong Shancai and Ming in Meteor Garden, their chemistry was undeniable. The way he looked at her, the way she smiled at him. It wasn't just acting, it felt like something deeper, something the cameras could barely contain. And then came that day. The day Dylan Wang walked into Shinyu's wedding. The world stood still. Fans gasped. Guests froze. And for one long, unforgettable moment, reality felt like a drama you couldn't pause, couldn't rewind, couldn't believe was happening. But since that day, silence. Shen Yue never spoke about it. Dylan never explained. And the mystery only grew bigger. Until now. In an exclusive, quietly released interview, one that somehow slipped onto Chinese social media before exploding across fan groups worldwide, Shinyu finally broke her silence. Her voice was calm, her tone sincere, but her words? They were like a spark in a room filled with fireworks. Shinyu said, "Dylan has always held a very special place in my heart. Our journey together wasn't just about acting, it was about discovering a deep connection, something that goes beyond the screen." Let that sink in. She didn't say we were good co-stars. She didn't say we were close friends. She said, a deep connection beyond the screen. But then came the part that made fans' jaws drop. That day when he showed up at my wedding, it wasn't just a dramatic moment. It was a moment of truth for both of us. I needed to hear that song, and maybe he needed to say those words. It changed everything. Changed everything. You could almost hear the collective gasp from millions of fans around the world. Social media lit up like fireworks. Twitter, Instagram, Weibo, TikTok. Everywhere you looked, Dylan Shen. Some fans cried tears of joy. Some replayed the wedding clip over and over. Others wrote long posts, analyzing every possible hidden meaning in her words. For years, Shinyu stayed quiet, watching as the rumors swirled. But now, her voice was crystal clear, and what she said next might be the biggest hint yet. We're still figuring things out, but what I know is that some bonds are unbreakable, no matter the distance or time. Unbreakable bonds. No matter the distance, no matter the time. Fans immediately began connecting the dots. Was Dylan's song at the wedding a confession? Did they reconnect after that day? Is a reunion inevitable? And just like that, the Dylan Shen ship, a ship that had been quietly sailing for years, is now charging full speed ahead, sails high, fueled by hope, nostalgia, and maybe destiny. Think about it. These two have been through so much together, not just in front of the camera, but behind it. Long filming days, international press tours, the weight of sudden fame. And through it all, they shared something they couldn't explain until now. This isn't just a love story on screen. It's a love story that refuses to stay on screen. So, what happens next? Shinyu didn't confirm a relationship, not directly. But she didn't deny it either. And if you know anything about celebrity interviews, you know that sometimes what they don't say speaks louder than what they do. Could this be the beginning of a public chapter for Dylan and Shinyu? Or are they destined to keep their love, if it is love, away from the spotlight, safe from the chaos of fame? One thing's for sure, whatever happens, fans will be watching. Because this isn't just about two actors. It's about hope. It's about timing. It's about the belief that some connections can survive anything, even years of silence. And maybe, just maybe, it's about the idea that love can crash into your life when you least expect it, just like Dylan Wang walking into Shinyu's wedding. The world is waiting for the next chapter. And when it comes, you can bet it'll be just as unforgettable as the first. If you believe in the Dylan Shen bond, hit that like button, subscribe, and tell us in the comments. Do you think this is the start of something real? Or just a moment in time that will live forever in our hearts? Because in the world of Dylan and Shinyu, nothing is ever just fiction. The interviewer, clearly sensing the weight of Shinyu's words, leaned forward. So, when Dylan appeared at your wedding, what went through your mind? Shinyu took a deep breath, her eyes flickering as if replaying the scene in her mind. It was surreal, she said softly. I remember hearing the first strum of his guitar before I even saw him. And, in that instant I knew it was him. She smiled faintly, almost as if the memory hurt and healed her at the same time. I thought I had prepared myself for that day. I thought I knew exactly what I wanted. But the moment Dylan's voice filled the room, everything I believed about moving on collapsed. The interviewer didn't interrupt. The air between them was thick with unspoken history. Shinyu continued, her tone trembling now. It wasn't about the guests. It wasn't about the ceremony. It was about two people who had spent years pretending their connection wasn't real. And, in that moment, we couldn't pretend anymore. Fans have often wondered, was that song Dylan sang meant for her? Was it a public confession? Shen Yue's answer only deepened the mystery. It wasn't just a song, she revealed. It was a message. Between him and me. Something we both understood, without a single explanation. That's why I couldn't look away. That's why I couldn't say my vows right away. Rumors have swirled for months about what happened after the wedding was paused. Some claimed they were seen talking privately, away from the crowd. Others whispered that Dylan left as suddenly as he appeared, leaving everyone with more questions than answers. When pressed, Shinyu offered a rare glimpse into those private moments. We didn't have long, she admitted. But we said the things we should have said years ago. The truth was, we were both scared before. Scared of ruining what we had, scared of the pressure, scared of the public. But in that one conversation, all those fears seemed so small compared to what we were feeling. Her voice softened even more, almost to a whisper. He told me he didn't come to ruin my happiness. He came because he didn't want to live the rest of his life wondering what might have been. And I understood exactly what he meant. The interviewer's eyes widened. So, if he hadn't come? Shinyu hesitated, then gave a bittersweet laugh. Then I think I would have gone through with it. I would have married someone who was good, kind, but not Dylan. And maybe I would have always carried that what if inside me. But he came. And that changed everything. Fans worldwide who have seen the leaked photos from that day, Dylan standing at the end of the aisle with his guitar, Shinyu frozen in her tracks, now have context for the intensity in their expressions. It wasn't just drama. It wasn't staged. It was real. As the interview drew on, Shinyu's honesty seemed to strip away years of silence, and her final words, in part two, left an undeniable mark. People think it was a grand gesture for the cameras. But it wasn't. It was two people finding the courage to tell the truth in the most impossible moment.